So Brazil is on 6 megahertz also?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that South America is all 60.
All of them are
Oh,
6.
yeah.
So makes sense because South America is just like America, but it's on the south. So mostly in the analog they're using NTSC also.
Yes.
Okay.
And Brazil have a
Makes sense.
special NTC.
Special.
Just a little bit difference from the NTC.
NTSC by default is 525 lines. Are they 525 lines also?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
Also, color format, some carrier, something like that.
4.43.
But some, I'm not sure about the Brazilian system, but it's not perfect NTC. Because of the reason why. If the Brazilian government want to progress their own technology growth, like if the TV system is exactly the same, the product
will be just be imported. Yeah.
So Brazilian factory. That's why they changed it. But the Brazil is a big country. It's
It
okay,
is.
yeah. And
Actually, now I realize here in Asia, so Philippines is exactly the American NTSC-M. Japan is NTSC-J. And then Korea, I don't know, and Taiwan, it's exactly the American
I'm not
standard.
sure.
But for the NTSC-J, when I was teaching in the university, I compared the analog system, and the only difference I saw with NTSC-J and NTSC-M is the setup, which is
Yeah.
there's no setup in NTSC-J, the 7.5 IRE. That's the only difference I can see. So I don't know the reason behind it. So. And I think the setup is totally irrelevant because it's just before the luminance, the peak 100 IRE. So there's like a small stitching like that,
Yeah.
and then the full 100 IRE.
But some Japanese engineer strongly insisted that we need a setup. Something like that.
So you've heard about this also.
I don't
But
care.
in Japan system, it was not there. It's removed. The setup. There's no setup in the NTSC-J.
I'm not sure about that.
But when a Japanese television is brought to the Philippines, we can use it normally. But of course, it doesn't include, I think, channels 2, 3, 4, 5 until channel 5, I think, because of the channel system in Japan is different from the Philippines. So we start from 54
We
megahertz,
were talking about the frequencies.
the frequency.
Yeah.
So if a Filipino comes back after working in Japan, for so many years, he brought back a nice brand new Sony Trinitron.
And you cannot use.
You cannot use for all channels, and then
So,
you have to change the voltage also.
ABCDN,
Yeah, no, PTV,
PTV,
no.
and
I think TV5. I'm not sure, but most
the
likely. GMA, yes.
yes.
Yes. So that's why there was a time ABS-CBN was complaining about this second-hand televisions from Japan being sold in the Philippines. It's so cheap. I think you can buy it for
Very
2,000
cheap.
pesos.
Yeah.
A big one, free antenna.
Yeah.
But no ABS-CBN, no PTV, no TV5.
Yeah.
But anyway, those were the analog days. So in digital, so you created the channel plan for South America, first in Brazil. After Brazil, you went to,
some Asian country.
which means that's Philippines, right?
Yeah, Philippines is special. But actually, the other Asian country or
I think Maldives is using an ISDB-T. I think Maldives,
Maldives, it's small island
very
country.
small area.
And they don't need any channel planning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think did you go to Thailand also?
Yeah, no, yeah, I once go to the Thailand, but it's some discussion. Some I heard meeting.
Mm.
I have no interest in Thailand.
Mm.
Okay. Anyway, and next I come to the Philippines.
Mm.
And yes, James, I remember we arrived was work with the Philippines for a long time. And I was I'm a member of some Arabic
Committee.
yes. And some Japanese people, NHK or Arab people, went to the, okay?
Oh, yes.
Okay, went to the Philippines and they report the Philippine situation.
Mm.
And their report is very small things.
Mm.
I don't understand why the Philippines has so many. And now, at one meeting, your report
Came out.
came out. And I'll read it. It's a 2 or 3 pages short report.
Mm.
Oh, it's a very good report. So you watch the Philippine situation from the
Bird's eye view.
bird's eye view.
Yeah.
Now I understand the Philippine situation. And I have interest in Philippine issues.
So you found my report at that time, yeah. Or they showed you my report.
Yeah, and at that time, first I watched, look at your report. Oh, this is a very good report. Should be the elder people.
I thought that it's an old guy.
The old guy, maybe the white hair, something like that. Okay, so, and 2013, something like that, our government called me to support the 15 channel plan. So I come here.
And that's the time we first met, right?
Yes.
2013, and until now we're working together for
Oh,
the same,
yes.
almost the same thing.
Yes.
I remember you were surprised when I introduced myself to you. I don't know where. I think it's.
I remember. Okay. It's a first official meeting. So for the.
This was in a hotel.
It's a hotel.
Shangri-La.
Yeah. We have a highest level cooperation agreement.
Correct.
Okay. So that time, our prime minister, minister of our government,
MIC.
and maybe some from your government.
I think that was Shindo-san, right?
Yeah, Shindo-san,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And this is the main,
Mm-hmm.
main tip.
I
And
distinctly remember.
we have a small meeting, NTC, and our side, and I was a presenter of some issues. I put here my computer, and there's screen, because I sit here to make a presentation. And some young guy comes here, oh, look at my computer. Oh. No.
That's me?
Yeah, that's it. And yeah, this is my computer. What's the problem? I asked you. No, you say. And you say, I'm James. My name is James. Somebody introduce yourself. Oh, you are James. That first met. Yeah, I remember that.
So I looked at your. Maybe there's something interesting in your computer. That's why I looked.
Well, maybe so.
Yeah. That was a party actually in Shangri-La.
After the big dancing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was surprised. It's the first time I've seen like a minister dancing.
Yes.
Very happy.
Yeah. Mr. Shindo is a little bit open-minded guy. Quite funny or rare cases. Oh, I remember that. At that party, I met Mr. Melvin.
Acosta, yeah.
Yeah. And
Because the broadcasters were invited also.
Yeah. And I said, I asked him, can I meet some guy from the GMA, something like that. But the sound is very noisy.
I think Rene was there. Maybe two other senior officers of engineering of GMA were there, but I don't remember anymore. But I remember Rene because we were in the beer section. Yeah, we were drinking actually. Yeah. So that was 2013.
I think, exactly 2014 January.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't have those kind of details anymore. I have photos of that event, but very, very few. I don't know if you have kept photos of that event. I have none, so.
I have no picture, of course. And I come to here the NTC and discuss about the first I did was to define the reception system. Okay. In order to make a channel planning, we have to what kind of reception system are you using? I mean, that's antenna height, which kind of antenna, those issues. And my answer
Polarization. A polarization at that time was not an issue, but it became.
Then I say 10 meter, 14 Yagi, and some guy from GMA.
GMA, yeah.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
Elvis. Yeah.
Elvis.
Yeah. Strongly
Disagree.
object.
Yeah.
Because in Manila, they don't use the 14 Yagi. That's for antenna something like that. And maybe not 10 meter, 4 meter, something like that. Okay, here it is. If you want to use your reception system, for example, 4 meter, very small antenna, okay. Do you have a small antenna, characteristics of small antenna, authorized by some international?
In order to establish a common reference.
Yes. And also if you use 4 meter high, it's very difficult to use the ITR database.
Correct.
ITR has many databases. For example, recommendation 5046, for example. They are all 10 meter high, using 14 antenna or something. Okay, if you want to use your proposal, you have to define those databases. Can you agree?
It doesn't exist. There is nothing.
Nothing, yes?
Yeah.
And after that, Eros cannot say anything. That means he agreed.
Because it became his burden to create that database or provide that database for reference. But since he cannot provide those, then he has to conform with available standards, which is from the ITU, the 10 meter with the 14 element Yagi antenna. Which after that we never had any more question about that, and that became the basis.
The beginning. Yeah. I felt that, okay, before we go to the technical details, I say, I'm sorry, I teach the Filipino people what is the standard, what is the channel planning study, not go into the detail. It's my feeling. I have to say, I must teach the people what is the standard, what is the channel planning, those issues. I'm sorry.
Yes.
And so there are many discussions. And also I remember you, we make a field measurement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a farm somewhere north.
Somewhere north of home. And it's maybe the February or March.
I think so.
Okay.
It's hot already at that time.
Not so hot.
Really?
Oh yeah. I drink a beer.
That was in Hacienda Luisita. So I forgot the other guy you brought there. It's an old alcoholic. Okay.
And the reason why I make such a measurement because I have my computer to calculate the field strength something. But it's just calculation. We have to verify, to check if my calculation is correct with the measurement, actual part. So we select some
Points, yeah.
some points, and then maybe some
Points very near and points very far.
Yeah.
At first,
We started
north.
no. First day I go to the Antipolo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Some vacant lot we went,
Yeah. Antipolo, then I go to the maybe San Miguel.
That's the next day. Because it's
Maybe
very far,
next day. And the day after, third day we move to the Tarlac.
Tarlac, which is a
And then
Luis.
we come to the Tarlac, we get San Fernando. I remember.
Yes. Because it's along the way, so it's okay.
Yes, and at that time we don't have any highway.
During that time, actually, I was thinking, I never asked you what's the purpose, because field measurement is essential. I never thought that your intention was to calibrate your software.
Yes.
Only later I realized, because you always come up with a new version of your channel simulator. So I realized that the measurement data, you're using it as a calibration to lessen the variance, the difference, or the error of what is calculated in the software and the actual on the field. So you make it more accurate.
I have on my computer simulator, and I modified many times. But the program for the field strength calculation never changed.
It's the ITU.
It's based on the ITU. Okay. It's my memory. And what else? And do you have your photo?
It's in the phone.
Okay. Right. In order to calculate, establish a channel plan, first we have so-called cross matrix. Okay. This is Manila. Let's say, and if Manila gives interference on this area, and if we have no interference with the green color, I have a heavy interference.
Red, yeah.
Green, not green, not red, is a yellow. Okay, so we have many cross matrix.
And this for all the regions in the country, right?
Yes.
So NCR, region 1, 2, 3, 4, 4A, 4B, ARMM at that time. Yeah.
And so they,
So from, I think at that time, the matrix is from channels 21 up to 51 only, because 14 to 20 is not yet part of discussion.
Yeah.
They took you several years to complete that, I think. You first is Luzon and then Visayas and Mindanao.
Yeah. Luzon, I mean, Manila area is the most difficult because there are many channels.
So many broadcasters.
Then after that, after the Mania finished, other areas, they are
Easy.
very easy.
Until now, there are so many open channels in the broadcast.
At that time, you said that channel 14 to 20 not allowed to use the broadcast.
At that time.
At that time. And 2 or 3 years later,
NTC opened it.
Opened it.
Yeah.
Now, channel plans are very
Easy,
easy.
yeah. I think at that time, the genius of Commissioner Cordova at that time is he was able to create a compromise between the users of channels 14 to 20, the radio guys, two-way radio communication.
Yeah.
He was able to convince them to get out of that band, and then in the process of them moving out, they have to be compensated.
Yeah.
So the broadcasters
seven broadcasters.
7 broadcasters who will be recipients of the Channel 1420 contributed in order to compensate that. And then there was like a lottery, a raffle. So each broadcaster will have to draw lots what channel you will get. So that's PTV, I think, did not. It would be a big coincidence if when they drew the lot, it's channel 14. But I think it's automatic that 14 was given to the government station. And then 15 is GMA, 16 is ABS-CBN.
I think so.
I think 17 is IBC, 13. 18 is TV5, 19 is RPN, and then channel 20 is Zoe.
Yeah, maybe.
So that was the order in the lottery.
And do you remember how much the compensation?
I cannot say, but I know how much.
Okay, you cannot
I
say.
know. I'll tell you later.
I say, wow.
So because to ask these radio people to get out of this frequency in order for the migration to digital becomes faster, especially for the VHF TV stations to move. It has to be done. There's no available spectrum, so it was kind of lucky also that there's this big chunk of frequency sitting there, you know. And it's also another coincidence. It's exactly 7. So we have 7 VHF.
Oh yes, seven broadcasters.
7 broadcasters.
Oh yeah.
So it's a coincidence also that there's this frequency lying there. It's also enough for the 7 broadcasters. It was like a
Very
blessing.
lucky for you.
Yeah. Otherwise, there would be one complaining. If it's only good for 6 channels, one TV network would be complaining. Why am I not part of this channel, free channel, and you're asking me to go in this different channel? So that's going to be another problem. So it's a series of great coincidences also. So now it's 2023, and we're waiting for, according to the framework of the DICT, that analog services should be terminated on the midnight of December 31, 2023. So we're waiting what will happen.
Yeah.
But whatever will be the decision of the government to proceed with the analog shut-off or go on selected areas only to go to full digital, or just continue with analog and digital going at the same time now, we'll just have to wait and see for the decision of the ICT and NTC.
It's not a technical issue.
It's not a technical issue.
It's a practical issue.
Yeah, but personally, I would want digital to really start and terminate analog, at least on several cities, because if you don't start anything, you know, nothing will be achieved. You have to start with
But if
something.
you stop the VHF and arrow, the poor people cannot afford the digital receiver, so they lose the television service. It's a quite political issue. The parliament should think about those issues.
I think they are thinking about providing a subsidy so that they can get a digital receiver. But to the extent of are they doing it now, we don't know. But I think they should start with public information.
Yes, yes.
They still have like what, 9 months to inform the public. So it would be nice if they could start with any form of. But at least in Japan, you have the label analog. On the broadcast, you see analog, like on the TV screen. So if you're watching,
superimpose analog,
and those kind of things help also in making people aware.
Now we have the analog will stop on some days.
That was 2011, right, in Japan?
July 11. Oh, I don't know.
I think 2011. 2013 was the earthquake. No,
So,
No,
I got confused already.
what
Yes.
For working for so many years here in the Philippines, uh, what can you say about the quality of the technical capability of the broadcast engineers that you have met? At least most that you have met. Uh, what can you say about those Filipino broadcast engineers?
The ASCDM.
Mhm.
Because many broadcasters have provide a very nice engineer, of course.
Mhm.
But I think the engineer department of ADCB is the most good engineers. For example, Mr. Jordan
Mhm.
and other guys. Also GM has those issues. But I don't know about the other broadcasters. So, and also I think that those broadcasters in Philippines has no experience about the channel planning.
It's already
You're
done.
done, yeah.
It's already there. You just have to follow it.
Yeah,
The NTC has the channel plan, so broadcasters just have to follow.
that's my story, but
Yes.
there are some complaints. And maybe you have to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have to manage all of those
Yeah.
things. Yeah. Also, congratulations to the new commissioner, Attorney Ella Lopez.
Yeah.
I think she has so many
Oh,
tough jobs. Okay, so
Okay.
with that, we conclude this somewhat biography of Kumada already, his career.
okay, thank you very much for introducing me
Uh-huh.
to the public. Sorry, and also sorry, I had something. Sorry, my poor English.
No.
Okay.
I'm sure they will
Yeah,
understand you.
I don't care about that because it's James here for my English. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.